Friends, welcome to What's Q. So, we are again back with our in-depth review of GST, and in that, today we are going to capture the composition scheme. And the today's lecture is mostly an kind of advice, or you can say an advisory to decide whether my business or considering my situation, considering my interest of business, considering my scope and area, should I opt for composition scheme under GST or not. We all are aware that from our previous lecture that what is composition scheme is all about. So composition scheme talks about that if you are a dealer, small dealer having turnover of 50 lakhs or 75 lakhs in some states, and if you would like to opt for a composition scheme, in that case you don't have to pay the normal rates of taxes, that is 5, 12%, 18% and 28%, and in that you can just pay 1% for trading, 2% for manufacturing and 5% for restaurant, and rest all you don't have to pay anything above that, and you don't have to pay monthly. So before we start this discussion, let's understand why I have written this word that composition scheme is not preferable. Why to say that? Before we decide this, we should understand that what are the advantages and the disadvantages. Before we decide the advantages and disadvantages, we cannot conclude that whether this scheme is good for a business or not. So first let's look at the advantages of composition scheme, which says that composition scheme provides the composite rate, which is 1%, 2% or 5%. 5% is for the mostly for the restaurants, small restaurants, and so there is no then there is a quarterly compliance. You don't have to file monthly returns, monthly payment, and you have only quarterly payment. So there is two-way saving available to you under composition scheme. So that's another benefit that you get out of composition scheme. Then there is a less record maintenance, since you don't have any ITC, you don't give the GST invoice, you don't have to maintain much of the record under composition scheme, since you don't have any set off available to you. But once if looking at the advantages, we look at the disadvantages part of the business, considering the financial as well as the business aspect of this disadvantage, we will decide whether it is good or not. Then first disadvantage of this, that you don't have the whatever goods or services you procure for providing this composition scheme services or supply, you will not get any ITC of that. Then there is no interstate supply. If you would like to make any interstate supply from one place to another place, then you cannot do this under composition scheme, because composition scheme does not allow you to make any interstate supply. Then so it means that I can only make a supply to a state where, in a particular state where I am registered. So I can procure, but I cannot supply to any state other than the state where I am registered. Then there is mainly for business to customer business. This is not preferable by the business buyer, so you cannot expect much of the dealer coming to you for B2B transaction, that is business to business transactions, because business will not prefer you, because you cannot provide them ITC. So whatever the charges, 1%, 2% or 5% you will be charging to them, that will become a cost to you. Apart from that, since you don't have the ITC available, you won't be able to set off your input credit. So ultimately whatever you have procured for providing the service, that is also a cost, and whatever you are paying on output, that is also a cost. So since you will pass this cost to your buyer, so that's why any business buyer will not prefer to buy from a composite dealer. Then there is a less scope for the business expansion. Why I say less scope? Because once, if you want to expand your business, if you want to go beyond a state, beyond a business, beyond a specific dimension, because if you don't want to just serve a particular customer, or if you want to serve beyond a particular limit, or if you want to be more competitive in your business, from cost point of view, from your spherical point of view, then you cannot go with this composition scheme, because this is you cannot make interstate supply, you cannot take ITC, you cannot you can procure whatever procurement you have made, you cannot take ITC of input, you cannot charge GST. So these are the disadvantage. So why let's look at the different aspect of this composition scheme. Is like people say that for if I have only one business, that is I have only one shop for B2C compliance, and should I go for the composition scheme? That is good for me because I don't have any B2B supply. I say even if it is a B2C supply, and even if you are a normal dealer and not a composite dealer, there is not much difference to both of them, except the rates and some facilities are given to composite dealer. But that even if you look in totality, you will find that normal dealer has more advantage compared to a composite dealer. Let's look at the B2C compliances, because B2B, if you go B2B, at first attempt I said that this B2B will not be mostly preferred by all the your business buyer. But look at the B2B composite dealer, how B2C compliances work. So in B2C, BC composite dealer had a quarterly reporting, he has a summary reporting, then item and rate wise reporting. Rate mostly he will be having mostly if he is a trader, then 1% rate only, and what are the items he has supplied. So there is very small amount of reporting. But even if you are registered as a normal dealer, you don't have a much of reporting for B2C transactions, and for B2C transactions you only have to report monthly reporting will be in summarized form, that how many under what HSN you have sold the goods. Item and rate wise means like chapter 61, how much in totality, not a line item base, but in totality how much sales you have made under each category and what at what rate. So if you look at, there is not much difference I find between composite dealer and normal dealer. Then if you go to the normal dealer, what additional benefit you get is that you get the input ITC, you can even make the interstate supply, you will be more preferred by the B2B supplier, even B2C supplier, because you will get the ITC of input, so you can pass it on to your customers. So your prices of product in some cases it may be lower than the composite dealer supplier. Then there is it is suitable for the business expansion. If you have a long-term business goal and long-term business objective, then it is not advisable to go with the composite scheme, because you will limit yourself within a specific territory. Expect your business to grow to a next level, then you must go with the normal registration and should avoid any registration in composition scheme. So this is my opinion in that we came across from these advantages, disadvantages, reporting point of view, and all this. We came to the conclusion that composition scheme is not preferable for a business in long term, though for the short term, if you have a very small business and you don't have the manpower or a sufficient strength to carry on the compliance work, then you can go for the composition scheme. Else it is not preferable at all to go for B2B or B2C transaction having with the composition dealer registration. So I hope this will help you if you are going to take GST registration shortly, or if you have already registered. If you are planning to take a composition scheme, then I hope this video will help you to decide and to make you more clear to take your decisions. If you like our video, please click like and do subscribe to our channel for future videos. Thank you.